Hello everyone, welcome to Sci-Ease. In this video, I am going to tell you about saturated and unsaturated compounds. Saturated and unsaturated compounds I will take in detail. First, I will tell you about the hydrocarbons. Compounds made from carbon and hydrogen. From the name itself, it's clear. So, the compound made up of carbon and hydrogen are called the hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbons are of two types: saturated hydrocarbons and unsaturated hydrocarbons. Saturated hydrocarbons, what are they? A hydrocarbon in which carbon atoms are connected by only single bonds. I usually give this tip. Single starts from S, saturated S. So, the saturated compounds, they have single bonds in between the carbon atoms. Alkanes are the saturated hydrocarbons. We will discuss in detail about the alkanes. Alkanes, they are unreactive. And what is the general formula of alkanes? The general formula is CnH2n plus 2. What is this N? It is the number of the carbon atoms in a molecule. Another thing which you are to remember, that is, what is the suffix used in alkanes? Anes. So it is ANE, ane. You are aware of the first member of alkane, that is methane. Ane is the suffix used here. So its formula is, this is the molecular formula, CH4. How we can deduce this formula from the general formula? Here in methane, carbon is 1. Cn, 1, H, 2 into 1 plus 2. So it is CH4. What is the structure formula of methane? It is around 1 carbon, 4 hydrogens, they are bonded. And the tetravalency, we know the carbon is tetravalent, so maximum 4 bonds, they will be formed around the carbon. While writing every formula, every structure formula, we are to satisfy the tetravalency of carbon. Now the second member is ethane. You can deduce the formula again by applying the general formula. Here N is 2. So H, 2 multiplied by 2 plus 2. So it is C2H6. While writing the structure formula, 2 carbons in a chain, then we are to satisfy the covalency, or you can say the tetravalency of carbon. 6 hydrogens, they are there. For 3, we use prop. If the carbon, there are 3, then prop word that is used. If 4, but, 5, pent. So I am taking all these. Propane C3h8. Now write 3 carbons in a chain and then satisfy the valency of carbon. We will get C3h8. Butane C4h10. So this is 4 carbons in a chain, and then satisfy the tetravalency of carbon, and then you can count the number of the hydrogen afterward. They are 10. Pentane, pent-ane. Ane, why? Because they are alkanes. So C5H12. You can write the formula on your own. First 5 carbons in a chain, and then satisfy the valency of carbon by putting hydrogens around it. Next one is hexane. Hex 6, C6H14. You can deduce the formula by applying this general formula. Heptane C7H16. Octane C8H18. Nonane C9H20. And decane, that is C10H22. These are the hydrocarbons which I have written in chains. Hydrocarbons, saturated and unsaturated both, they can be written in chains, long chains, or in the form of branched chains. Branching may be there. I will take one example. Suppose this is chain of carbon, 4-membered, and I write here CC. So this is a branching in the chain, and then satisfy the valency of carbon. So this is the branched chain, hydrocarbons, and then put H. And there are cyclic hydrocarbons also, saturated as well as unsaturated cyclic, that I will take later on. Now, this is all about the saturated hydrocarbons. The source of the saturated as well as unsaturated hydrocarbon, that is petroleum, that is crude oil, which is underground. Now, come to the unsaturated hydrocarbons. Unsaturated hydrocarbons are those hydrocarbons in which the 2 carbon atoms, they are connected by either double bond or triple bond. If there is double bond between carbon-carbon, then alkenes, they are formed. Alkenes. And if there is triple bond between carbon and carbon, then they are known as alkynes. So I will take in detail alkenes. Here general formula is CnH2n. This will help in writing the molecular as well as the structure formula of the compound. And the suffix here used is ene, E-N-E. In alkanes, it is A-N-E. Here it is E-N-E. Now, I have told you that double bond is there between the carbon, 2 carbons. So, the first member can't be methane. The first member, that will be ethene. And its common name is ethylene. I will tell you about the common name and IUPAC names while doing the nomenclature. Now, what is the formula? How you will deduce it? Put here 2, N is equal to 2, H, 2 multiplied by 2, it is 4. So, the first member, it's having the formula, ethene is having the formula C2H4. And what is its structure formula? There is double bond in between the 2 carbons, and then satisfy the valency. Here I will not put H downwards. Why? Because the tetravalency is already complete. Sometimes students, they write, ignorantly they write H here also. Then 4 bonds they will be there around the 5 bonds will be there around carbon, which is impossible. Now come to the next member, prop. When the number of the carbon, that is 3, then pro, and suffix used is ene. So it is propene, C3H6. So this is 3 carbons we will write, and you can write double bond either this or this. Not all, between all the carbons we will put double bond. Even the single bond, double bond, that will solve the purpose and it will become alkene. Here I have written nomenclature, naming, that will be changed, that I will tell you later on. But here I am telling you that only between 2 carbons I have put double bond. So 3 carbons, and then fulfill the tetravalency of the carbon. The structure that will become like this. But 4, butene, C4H8. How? When C4H, 4 multiplied by 2. So it is C4H8. Pentene, 5, C5H10. Hexene, 6, C6H12. Then comes heptene, C7H14. So you will first draw 7-membered carbon chain, and then in between you write double bond between 2 carbons, and then satisfy the valency of carbon. Octene, C8H16. Then comes the nonene, C9H18. And decene, C10H20. So in 10th class, hexene, naming up to hexene, that is sufficient, but I must tell you the names up to carbon 10. So next, that is the alkynes. Alkynes, they have triple bond between the carbons. 2 carbon atoms, it has triple bond, and I must tell you that these unsaturated compounds, both alkenes and alkynes, they are reactive. Alkanes, they are unreactive, but alkenes, they are reactive. Now, next unsaturated hydrocarbon, that is alkynes. I've told you that in case of alkynes, there is triple bond between the 2 carbons. Now, come to the general formula. General formula of alkynes, that is CnH2n-2. And the suffix here used is YNE, ine. First member of alkynes, that is ethane. It's again between 2 carbon atoms, triple bond. So, how will you deduce the formula? N1H 2 multiplied by 1 minus 2. Okay, 2 multiplied by 2. Minus 2. So it will be C2H2. What is the structure formula? Between 2 carbons, triple bond is there. And in order to fulfill the tetravalency of carbon, only 1 hydrogen that is required. So we will put only 1 hydrogen around each carbon. Now the next member, 3, C3. It is prop. and the suffix is "ine", propine. Now, for writing the molecular formula, again apply it in the general formula. You will get C3H4. How will you write the structure formula? First, the chain of 3 carbons. Then put triple bond here between the 2 carbons. Anywhere you can put it here, but then the hydrogen, there will be only 1 hydrogen towards this end and 3 hydrogen toward this end. And then fulfill the valency. Now it is like this. Now come to butane, C4H6. We can write it like this, C4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put anywhere between the 2 carbons, triple bond, and now fulfill the valency. H, H. Here already fulfilled 4 bonds around this. This you have to see very carefully. So, how many hydrogens? 6 hydrogen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, the next member, that is pentine. C5H8 hexane. C6H10 heptine. C7H12 octine. C8H14 nonine. C9H16 and decyne, that is C10H18. Mainly up to hexane you are to remember, and you should know the structure, how to draw the structure formula. I have told you, and you will practice and you will be able to write the formula yourself. Now this is all about the saturated and unsaturated hydrocarbon. But in saturated and unsaturated hydrocarbons, I have told you that chains they are formed or there is branching. But there some hydrocarbons, they are cyclic in saturated as well as in unsaturated. You can take the case of ethine or ethene or ethane. Then cyclic compounds can't be formed. First, we will take the saturated cyclic hydrocarbons. They are also known as cycloalkanes. Before the alkane name, we will put cyclo. Propane, you can write the structure. Here I have written 4 carbons. So the formula, that is C4H8, and it is cyclobutane. Cyclobutane, because there are 4 carbons, butane. Now here they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 carbons. So, and then fulfill the valency. It is Cyclo Hexane. Cyclo Hexane. The first member of the alkane which can form this cyclic hydrocarbon, that is C3H6. You can write 1, 2, 3. Now, how many hydrogens? Fulfill the tetravalency. So, it is cyclopropane, C3H6. So, there are cyclic compounds also, saturated hydrocarbons, and there are unsaturated cyclic hydrocarbons also. This is the structure of benzene. This is the structure of benzene. How many carbons? How many carbons? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 carbon, but there are alternate double bonds in this. So because there are double bonds in it, it's unsaturated cyclic hydrocarbon. So I have told you in detail about the saturated and unsaturated hydrocarbons. We have done alkanes, alkenes, alkynes, and then some cyclic hydrocarbons also. Now, in the next video, we will deal with the nomenclature part. How to name these compounds. So, thank you.